there's not a lot wrong with the way things went tonight. We didn't start off making shots, and we still were able to score a lot of points. And that's a good thing about the team. We went from 60 to 98 in about 2 minutes. I mean, we got it going for a short spurt, and great things happened, and Max made some shots for us, did what he's supposed to do, and as I've said, we go 11 deep. Now Martez didn't play, but of the 10 guys that played, I think everybody was in double figures except 2 guys, and they both had 8, I think, or one maybe 8 and 9. So if that isn't testament of how good we are 1 through 10, 1 through 11, I don't know what is. I mean, I'm very, very comfortable with everybody. I feel confident and good with everybody out there, and it allows us to play a unique style that, right now through 5 exhibition games, we're averaging about 108 a game. So we'll see if we can continue it against the Division I level competition.
All right, questions for Max Hooper or Brad Brechting?
And Brad, you played with a lot of energy tonight. Got up and down the floor, just kind of isolating on you. I mean, baseline to baseline, sprinting. It didn't seem to matter to you what the score was or what the situation was. There's minutes to be won.
Yeah, my goal is just to play as hard as I can each game, run the floor, use my motor, just use what we work on every day in practice. That's about it.
Brad, how about from the free throw line too? You made 6 of 7, but it's important to have a guy inside who can make free throws too.
Yeah, we work on free throws every day at practice. We're shooting them, just getting a lot of reps in, especially for a big guy. You gotta be able to knock them down when it comes.
Max, you're a guy that's capable of heating up very quickly. You can change a basketball game very quickly, as we saw here tonight. There's a little bit of the zone tonight that you were in.
Yeah, I mean, got hot for I guess 2 separate stretches. That's just something I expect from myself. I work on my shooting the ball every day and work on all the different situations that I'm going to be in the game. So it's something I expect of myself. It's no surprise, and also I have great chemistry with all my teammates, so they know where to find me on the floor. Really working well with Kay Felder and Nick Daniels, specifically as point guards, just finding me in transition, knowing where I am on the court at all times, and then it's just my job to knock those shots down, and I did that tonight.
Any more questions for the players?
Oh, Max, just kind of through the exhibition season, kind of what is just like the mood of the team? Kind of what would you say? How are you guys feeling heading into the regular season?
We've been saying this since we got back from Spain. We can't wait for the season to be here, and we can't wait for Eastern Michigan to be coming in here in a week. So, the spirit of the team is tremendous. I feel like we're a very close-knit team, and just can't wait to get the real thing rolling here in a week.
Max, my broadcast partner Courtney Scott talked about it during the second half in the waning minutes of the game. You guys were up 50 or whatever it was, and the whole bench was up off their chairs, and everybody was into it. And he remarked how those are some of the things it takes to be a winning basketball team. Everybody buying in. Can you kind of expand on that?
Definitely. I think it goes back to what Coach Kempe said. We go 1 through 11 on this team, and number 1 is excited when number 11 is doing great, and vice versa. And everyone's happy for everyone's success on the team. And it piggybacks off what I said before in the previous question. It's a close-knit team, and we've got a great spirit and a great thing going. It's been rolling pretty much this whole off season up through Spain, through our preseason, and these 2 exhibition games. It's been there all along. So that's something we want to carry on through our season, and we're just very excited for Eastern Michigan to be here in a week.
Any more questions for the players? All right, guys. Then you get out here. Appreciate the time. Thanks, Brad.
Yep.
Coach, I look at someone like Brad. He makes me think he's a guy, just his ability to be able to move around in the post. He can swat a shot or two, something you guys haven't had in quite a while.
4 years. I mean, Benson's been gone for 4 years. I've said that at the beginning, that you know, we recruited him to be a rim protector, and I didn't know what we got. You know, I mean, when we got back from Spain, I think I was boozing about a freshman, and you don't usually see me do that, but a lot of it was I thought we were going to redshirt him and bring him along in that, but his motor is unbelievable, and when you're that big and long, and usually that's the thing those guys don't have. And I mean, he makes a lot of mistakes out there, but he overcomes them with how hard he plays, and he's active, and you know, I mean, he blocks shots, and he gets rebounds above the rim, and he can finish, he can make free throws, and he's going to have his nights where he goes 2 for 8 from the free throw line. All freshmen do, but the stroke looks good. You know, I think about his future and in the way he can shoot the ball. I can see him picking, popping, and making threes, and you know, I just see he's got a heck of a future. So I'm excited about him. I'm excited about the team. I'm excited about all these guys on how hard they play and how they all fitting in and how they're all buying in. It is just exhibition games, but it's, you know, I mean, we always win these kind of games, but usually they're ugly and sloppy, you know, and then, you know, it's, you know, we're getting mad at people and we're down, you know, we're up 18 and we're playing crappy and, you know, and we're not, you know, we lose our focus in that. We've played 5 exhibition games now where we didn't lose focus once, and we played, and we just came in waves at people. I think, you know, we got to be averaging 100. We were averaging 102 going into tonight, so it's probably up to 107 or 108 points now in those 5 games. And honestly, we could have gotten 180 tonight. I mean, we used to play like that, and I know what 180 is, and that was a game we could have done at it. You know, we'd have kept pressing and kept, you know, rotating people. So I feel good about the eye test. You know, the eye test is really good, really good. We're big, we're long, we're athletic, we play hard, we play together, we care about each other. We play for each other. So going into it, we feel pretty good. Now, you know, we go lose our first 7 games, and I may not be saying those things, you know, who knows? But the schedule's pretty tough. We've got 1 home game, and then we're on the road for a month, so.
Is one of the differences, because you guys have had good guys, maybe 1 through 5 before, but now instead of having 1 or 2 guys that can handle the ball up the floor, now you got maybe, you know, 3 or 4 that can at least do it serviceably, or now having 3 or 4 guys who are over 6'8"?
That ball gets up the floor so fast, and it just, the wear down effect on the defense is you know, amazing. And yeah, I mean, there's no question. I think through our Division I history, we've always had 3 to 4 guys that could play on any team in the league, and then it was always 5. When we had great teams, our 5 through 8 were good. But we've never been, you know, Martez Walker isn't eligible till the 19th of December. I'm going to tell you something. I mean, if you had to line the kids up talent-wise, he'd be in that first tier. I mean, he's 1, 2, or 3 right in that tier from a talent standpoint. So you're going to inject an 11th player in there now that's way up at the top. So, you know, we're only going to get better.
Coach Sharon Dorsey Walker, and something I've talked about in the broadcast, I brought it up to you before. I mean, he just seems to be something that not a lot of teams have, especially in the Horizon League.
Yeah, I mean, he's a rebounding guard that can make shots if you leave him alone. He can guard. You know, he's the glue guy, you know, the Lambeer. Not, and I don't mean play like Lambeer, but just Lambeer brought that glue to that team. You know, Bill would have great games, but then there were a lot of games you didn't even know he was out there. But if he wasn't, they wouldn't have won. And Sharon's that guy for us. You know, he's a very good leader. He's, you know, he's active, and he's got a nice role on this team, and he's a very likable kid.
Any more questions for Coach?
Seems like you're kind of rotating the backup point guard position. What's your gut feeling on that right now?
Oh, I think that's a committee thing. You know, I think that honestly, Kay's not going to come out much. I mean, even at this style, he ain't going to play 39 minutes a game, but he's going to be 33 to 34. So those 5 or 6 minutes all going to depend on the defense and how they're guarding us. I thought tonight Heidelberg's game plan, they double-teamed him in the full court and didn't want him the ball in his hands, and we attacked and scored. Nick did a nice job of getting the ball and attacking and scoring, and that took that strategy away. If Nick wouldn't have done that, then then it would have been good strategy. because Kay got a little frustrated. He couldn't get the ball and get going. But it'll all depend on how we're played. I mean, Sharon can play it, Cumberland can play it, Nick Daniels can play it. And what we could do is, the guy who's got the worst defender on him, the guy that can heat it up the least, would probably take over and play the point. So it'll all be just figurative on how we're being played. And it's only going to be 6 to 8 minutes a game.
Going back to the free throws, maybe having guys who at least in the post who are a little bit better at free throws maybe this year. Do you feel like overall though this is a good free throw shooting team?
Well, it's one of our goals. We've shot 76 or so tonight, and we shot 77 or 78 in the other exhibition game, and I think in Europe we shot about 75. If you're over 75, you're going to be in the top 20 in the country. So, I would like to believe that we could be at a 76 to 78%, and we're going to get a lot of free throws because of the way we play. But Percy's a really good free throw shooter, but he's still a big guy, and the big guys struggle on certain nights. Like I said, Brad will. Xavier can make free throws. It's a big point of emphasis for us, though. It's something that we discuss, as Brad said, it's something we discuss every day, because I think it could be the difference between being great and just being good this year. If we're a great free throw shooting team, I think that could be that gets us over the top.
Seems like before there was years where maybe there was a 90% shooter that kind of boosted up the numbers, but this year might be a group of guys that shoot from between 70 and 85.
Yeah, and Petros was a bad free throw shooter. He shoot 50%. He got a lot of them and shot 50%, and that for the last 4 years, when a guy who's shooting the most on your team, we had Travis Bader lead the country in free throw percentage at 94%, and we still weren't a good free throw shooting team, and Bader took more than anybody because Petros couldn't make them, and even Benson's senior year, he was a decent free throw shooter, but even that great team we had, he and Will Hudson, they made important ones, but they didn't make them. And I think Keith shot 69% his senior year. But he made, if it was in the last 3 minutes, both those kids were going to knock him down. I like it when they knock him down the whole game, though.
Greedy, Coach.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Any more
All right.
questions for Coach?
No plans to redshirt anyone?